What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Podcast, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. My name's Jonathan, a.k.a. The Commish. Joining me today, as always, we got the Doc. Returning to the show, Dynasty Owl. Good to have you back, my man.
Let's go.
It's doing great. You know me, love to talk rookies and always fantasy football. So good to be back.
Just one thing I wanted to pass along before we jump into it. MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com, 700 Dynasty Leagues. We've never folded a single one. Take a look in the description. Got a link to the Dynasty Orphanage. New teams get posted every day. Half price is the previous owners paid your deposit. Definitely a good way to jump in and get your feet wet. Not what we're here to talk about, though. It's Dynasty Rookie Spotlight time. Next guy on the list here, we got Treylon Burks. Arkansas wide receiver, drafted 1.18 to the Tennessee Titans. Obviously a bigger guy, 6'3", 225 pounds, 22 years old. Last season at Arkansas, 66 catches, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Your guys' thoughts? Treylon Burks is a dynasty prospect.
So I'm going to take the lead here. I passed the last one off the dock, and rightfully so, because I wanted to shine here. I love Treylon Burks. To me, he was probably my wide receiver too going into the draft, honestly. Just something about him makes me feel super comfortable. I will acknowledge I think the ceiling could be limited, as opposed to a guy like Drake London, where maybe has a higher ceiling. I just feel way safer about Treylon Burks. And kind of the comparison I'd give in terms of my feeling is in the 2019 draft, I think I was very vocal about, I thought the safest prospect of the receiver position was A.J. Brown. I think that was the Ruggs year maybe, but some other names went off the real NFL draft board first, and we're going off rookie draft first. I might be wrong on that draft class, but either way.
I think you are, but I can't think of which one it is.
I forget what draft class it was, actually. But anyway.
It was the N'Keal Harry one.
Yes. Okay. So same thing, but swap N'Keal Harry. But in the very next year, and more so felt this way, I felt the same way about Justin Jefferson, and people were taking guys like Jalen Reagor. Oh, that was the Ruggs year. Guys were taking Ruggs and Jalen Reagor in rookie drafts over Justin Jefferson because the NFL draft had those guys drafted first. And for me, this year, it's just bringing back deja vu, and that's how I feel about Treylon Burks. I don't care that he was the fourth or fifth receiver off the board. I'm actually the most confident that he'll be a solid receiver out of any of the receivers we talked about so far. Does that make him my wide receiver one? I might still go Garrett Wilson just because I love the upside. But I think we'll get into the landing spot after. So anyway, I feel great about the prospect. Super safe prospect.
Yeah, I agree. Don't have a whole lot more to add. He's safe and he can do it all. And I really like him.
All right, well, let's jump into the landing spot then. Tennessee Titans, obviously, A.J. Brown's replacement. Your guys' thoughts on how that's all going to work out, and dynasty outlook first few years for him in Tennessee.
Yes, I mean, I'll say this. I can obviously, A.J. Brown a little better, sure, but even if he's 80% of the player A.J. Brown was, I mean, he's in A.J. Brown's role, and I think he's going to be more durable and more available. So I value him. I don't want to say I value him the same as I valued A.J. Brown a year ago, because I wouldn't take him, first or second round of a dynasty startup yet. But I mean, I think that's very realistic for him. And I think a year from now, I think he is going to have the most increase in value of all these receivers. And I think that's very valuable from a rookie draft standpoint, because you take a guy like Drake London, and we all agreed that situation a little murky in Atlanta. And if he disappoints year one, that kind of plummets his stock, where a guy like Treylon Burks, you get him at the 1.5 this year, and then he has a really solid rookie year, all of a sudden he could be viewed as, a top 15 dynasty receiver. And I think that's very realistic. Oh, and one more thing about landing spot. Short term, I think Ryan Tannehill's the best quarterback that all these rookie quarterbacks went to. And then they got Malik Willis in the third round or whatever it was. So, I mean, long term, if you like Malik Willis too, that could be a sweet pairing. So I just like the short and long term quarterback play for him. So I'm in on Treylon Burks.
Right before Alex added that last part, that was the only thing I was going to add, is that now that they have Malik Willis, I mean, now the future doesn't even look too cloudy. But yeah, he should be able to just slide in. And though I don't think he'll produce at A.J. Brown's level, like Al said, I mean, he can do a lot of the same things, and I think he's going to be used similarly. And if he could stay healthy, he's going to put up some nice numbers.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are both pretty high on him. So I'll just ask this question: upcoming rookie drafts, a top 5 pick for both you guys.
Yeah, I can say personally, if I'm sitting at 1.4, unless somebody takes some crazy pick, like I don't think he's getting past 1.4 for me. I think he will in a lot of drafts, but he's like my auto pick at 1.4 right now, I'd say.
Yeah, I kind of like Al said earlier. I mean, I could see a lot of people having him further down in the first round just because of where he was drafted, similar to the Justin Jefferson stuff. So yeah, I think 4 is probably the earliest I'd take him. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want him to go too much further than that. Like if I had, like Al said, 4th, 5th, even the 3rd pick, I'd have to think about it. I really would. But that's me personally. I really like him as a player too. So I mean, it's kind of your own thing there.
All right, good stuff, guys. And then random trade question. You're on the clock, dynasty trade. Which wide receiver would you rather own long term? Treylon Burks versus T. Higgins. Who you got?
You already know I'm going Treylon Burks.
Really? Okay.
I'm looking up this 2019 draft class real quick. It's driving me crazy. Who else went before AJ Brown? One sec. But Zach can go.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough one. I just think at the end of the day, Jamar Chase is always going to be the one in Cincy. So I think that kind of caps T. Higgins. Whereas Treylon Burks, I mean, he should be the one in Tennessee for the foreseeable future. So I like that. I'm going to go with Treylon Burks as well.
All right, good stuff, guys. As always, go ahead.
It was Hollywood Brown and N'Keal Harry. Those guys were going
Hollywood. That's right.
Before AJ Brown.
Yeah. I just want to toss.
Hollywood Brown.
I actually just want to toss one more trade out there at you, Dynasty Owl.
Yeah.
We got Treylon Burks or your guy DJ Moore.
Ooh, so that's a really good one. I'm kind of just feeling Burks. Like I feel like I kind of just got to die on this hill now and just ride or die. And like, I'm just kind of willing to. I'm just that confident that he's going to be really solid.
What about Matt Corral though?
Yeah.
Once they get Sam Darnold out of there, he's going to be slinging it to DJ Moore.
That's true.
All right, good stuff, guys. As always, hey, if you guys could at home, hit the like and subscribe button. Love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. 700 Dynasty leagues. We've never folded a single one. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.